Hello and welcome back to some Ironman progress. I know it's been a little while, I've been a little bit busy with things and I'm going to talk about that later, but yeah, to start with, my friend SPOONFED that I've mentioned in many videos now decided to take me along to CROESUS, which is a boss I've really wanted to do for a long time, and I just sort of, I don't know, you know, and it's not like, it's something you want to do, but it's not in your direct goal set at the moment, and so you never do it. Well, the opportunity arose, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take it on and do it. So, a really interesting boss, a really cool, fun boss. One that I really sucked at to begin with, though. I struggled a lot with all of the different things going on. Even though when you know what's going on, it's really simple. I just, like, for example, here with my mining, I was just super slow at it. You know, everyone had completed all of their stuff by the time I just got the first lot. So it was a little bit frustrating at first for the first couple of kills, but a couple of kills in and I got so much more used to it, and I was laughing a bit more. The only thing that sort of let me down, aside from being slow, was that I would miss the things in the middle that you have to go and click on to dismiss, which basically are the things that give you the most points at CROESUS. I missed them quite regularly, meaning that I missed out on a lot of points to start with, but you know what, like, it's a learning curve for the first couple of kills, and you know, no one knows exactly what they're doing with those. But after the first couple of kills, I really got into the gist of things and found it to be a lot easier. So my first hour was somewhat, not really, there wasn't massively anything to show for it, other than the fact that I learned how to do the boss. I did get a manuscript of Big, but other than that, it was kind of a little bit here and there, which, I mean, of course, getting 6 kills in an hour or something, you're not going to be getting too much, but this is what I managed to get in the first hour, which I was so surprised at. Almost 10 mil in loot, which is just crazy for a boss that's so fun, and, you know, to be honest, so much more accessible than the other bosses. You know, if you've got some super restore potions, a few logs, and a skilling outfit, you can go to this boss, which is awesome. And, you know, having something that doesn't require people to be super good at PvM, I was really stoked about that. Due to how much I enjoyed it the first day, I went for a second day and some toxicities happened. I did almost catch Tim making a load of mistakes, but every time he'd make a mistake, I would, you know, stop recording or miss it because my camera angle wasn't right, and it was very infuriating. So I've pledged that in the future, rather than just capturing my mistakes, I'm going to capture the mistakes of the people that are better than me to make myself feel better. Something very good happened as well, and it came off the back of me explaining why I started making videos to these guys. Now, unfortunately, when I was recording, I was in a Discord, but I forgot to record the Discord chats, so it sounds a lot like I'm talking to myself throughout these clips for the live footage of it. So, yeah, that's why I've been talking over it, but at this point, I decided to explain how I got into making videos, and at the end of this little rant, something really cool happened. So, years ago, my brother made this Slayer guide for Runescape, and I don't know, afterwards, he said to me, like, do you want to, like, make an Ironman account? This was when it was, like, all rumoured that it was coming out, and are we praying, by the way? Yeah, so when it was, like, it hadn't been released, but it was coming out, my brother was like, oh yeah, do you want to, like, do an Ironman account? I was like, yeah, of course I do, it sounds cool as hell. And I remember he recorded, like, some progress he did, and he was, like, gonna put it on YouTube, and I was like, bro, that's kind of cool, I'll do it as well. And then, I don't know, like, after, like, a week, he kind of stopped. He was rank 1 hardcore for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then he burnt out, obviously, because he was playing, like, 16, 17 hours a day. And he just totally burnt out. Obviously he did. And I just kept making the videos from there, really, and I just found it really fun. And then when I went to university, I kind of stopped for a bit. But then I got contacted by, like, this company who wanted to pay me, like, X amount of money per, like, 1,000 views that I got. And I was like, yeah, go on then. And I just started. Yeah, I've been on and off with it, though, because, like, when I was at university, like, the workload was just, like, that, maintaining a job. I was a cheerleader as well, and, like, dude, there was so much shit going on, that, like, maintaining this as well was just impossible. So, like, that's why there's, like, loads of breaks in, like, the videos and stuff, just because, like, oh, whoa, I got something, what is that? So yeah, about 10 kills in total, and I managed to get myself a CROESUS Foul Torch, which can be created into the Sana's Fire Torch, which is a really good skilling offhand for woodcutting, and yeah, I was super surprised. Now, one of the big issues with this is because I got this drop so early on, I didn't actually have enough CROESUS flakes to make it into the fire torch that I wanted, which is pretty funny really, but as well, it kind of goes to show just how spoon-fed I'd become, and I'm just really glad to have gotten something so early on. However, I did feel a little bit upset that my RNG previously in the Ascension grind has been so bad that I felt like I'd just wasted it on this, but yeah, a really cool drop to get to start off. Hello and welcome to a little bit more Ironman progress, but it's going to be a bit more specialised today, probably a bit of a short video, but focusing on a particular goal which I mentioned last episode. That is going to be working on getting myself some more filled ushabtis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm going to assume I am. Let me have a look for the one that we have got. We've got ourselves a single Ascension member here, and that is the capsarius that we got last episode. I'm going to be getting the other 4 of them today. So let's go in and enter in building mode so I can put this single Ascension member down. Now I do actually I've got rares in there. That was back when I thought they were the best ones to throw in there. This was years ago, and it was such a stupid thing. I mean, it didn't take long to do, because I was AFKing them anyway. Hardly that big of an issue, but 5 of them, it's kind of like, okay. So I'm going to pass through here, and I'm going to assign myself... I can't remember how you do this. I think you're actually meant to use it on the chest of souls. Oh no, here we go. Yes, I'd like to add that monster. Thank you very much. Now, I could just sit here and attack that one capsarius, which obviously I'm not going to do. The goal is to get all 5 of them, stand in the middle, aggression potion on, and just AFK. It's pretty easy to do, really. Now, what I'm also going to be doing is logging down just how long it takes me to get each key, and how many kills it's taking to get them, which is something I wish I'd done for the start of the first one, but I just never really thought to do it. I thought, oh, this won't take very long, and then 4 hours later, I've got a single capsarius. So, yeah, I'm going to crack on for a good few hours and see how this goes. Oh, and to those of you wondering why I put it in the big room, I didn't want to throw away my rares, and the big room actually is still very viable for capsarius. Obviously, the smaller room is going to be better. The big room is still fantastic if you stay in the centre of it, which obviously I'm not going to be moving unless I get a keystone drop. So... you know, I'm going to be pretty sorted. Also, people said that it's quite a good idea to take telegrab runes with you. Don't know if that's something I'm going to be doing, but, you know, maybe I'm jumping ahead a bit. I'll have a think on it later. So the footage you're seeing here is taken about 3 or 4 days after the previous footage, and when I started I had 56,843 Ascension kills, and now I have 58,972. So I've done about 2,000 kills, and I've not got anything. So I decided to go and get a Slayer task, because the drop rate for getting a soul into an ushabti was about 1 in 500 for being off task, but it's about 1 in 300 on task. And so I decided, if my luck's this bad off task already, I may as well go get myself some tasks and crack on, and as soon as I get the Ascensions task, I can then throw on as a preferred task and go from there. Now, unfortunately, I underestimated just how long this would take. Now, at the Slayer Master at Anachronia, it's about a 1 in 42 chance of getting an Ascension creature's task. This is based on the weighting against the total weighting of all of the tasks. And so I thought, you know what, it's not that bad, and I decided early on to spend a lot of my Slayer points just skipping to try and see if I could get lucky. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Now, over the course of the next few days, I managed to earn a little bit over 1 million Slayer experience, just trying to get myself some tasks. At about 800, maybe 850k, I managed to get my first Ascension creature's task. This was including skipping some tasks. I would try and, basically, I would skip tasks which were just going to take way too long, or that weren't very AFK because I was working at the same time. I needed stuff that I could do AFK, but also tasks that were going to be particularly long, I did decide to skip as well, because I just thought it's really going to take me way too long. So, you know, I went for the quicker tasks, which was nice, and if any sort of big long tasks came up, I would just skip them. And eventually, yeah, I got myself the Ascension task, managed to prefer them, which extended it as well, and then I put on my Slayer aura, which gives me a 15% chance that when I kill a monster, it does not get taken off the Slayer counter, which was really cool and allows me to get a few more kills in each Ascension task. Now, since then, I haven't had another Ascension task, and it's been so long, but we did manage to get ourselves another ushabti from the Slayer task, which was just so good, and it really confirmed to me that perhaps this was the better method to be going on. Had I not got anything, I would have probably been a little bit disappointed. So the hope is now that I can crack on and get a few more tasks in, finish off this Slayer dungeon, and then just AFK that final part of this Ascension grind. I know some people have mentioned to me that maybe it's not quite worth getting the capsarius in that dungeon, but I think overall it really is going to be worth it, because so many people have said that the final few keys are the worst ones, and having something that is going to allow me to get quicker kills and in a more AFK environment where there's no risk of being crashed and I don't have to worry about accidentally attacking the wrong monsters and stuff like that, it definitely felt like the right move, so I'm really glad I'm doing it. And as well, I get to train some Slayer. I've not trained Slayer for years. Also, I managed to get myself a Dark Soul from the Shadow creatures, and what's really interesting about this is that ages ago I got the other two Dark components to create the Dark pet, and man, I was so hyped about this. I got those drops ages ago, which were the 1 in 1,000 and the 1 in 2,000 drops, and then I managed to get myself the 1 in 3,000 drop, and it's something that I'd wanted for a while, and I just happened to get on a Shadow task. I didn't really think about it, I kind of forgot that they existed, and then it just popped up. I was like, what on earth is that? I looked it up, realized, hey, actually I put those away in my bank like 2-3 years ago, and now here we are. So yeah, another pet knocked out, which was interesting, and yeah, I was super hyped about that. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get out. I did say at the beginning of this video that I would explain what's been going on for me. I have started a new job at a games company, working as a designer slash developer slash programmer. I'm kind of one of those hybrid people with the two skill sets, and they've kind of thrown me in that department, so that's going to be interesting, and it has been interesting. The first week has been really good. I'm working from home, which is nice. However, I am working in game engines that I haven't accessed for 2, maybe 3 years now, and coding in languages I haven't coded in for about 2 years, so I've been really trying to get myself back up to speed with it all, and it's been a little bit chaotic getting all of my affairs in order for this job. And you know, the last thing I want to be doing while I'm working, because eventually the plan is that I'm going to be able to AFK some RS stuff, but I'm not going to do that when I've just started a job and I need to, you know, essentially my goal is that if I'm AFKing on RS, it isn't going to impact my job performance in any way. As far as I'm concerned, if it impacts my job performance, I shouldn't be doing it. But, you know, if I can AFK while I'm doing some development work, like, that's absolutely fine. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this one here. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for your patience. I will be posting between the Ironman progress stuff some quest guides. I want to make sure I've got quest guides up for every single quest in a format that is kind for new players, because I believe that new players deserve something that caters to people who don't understand the basics of the game, and going from there. But yeah, I'll talk about that later in another video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.